attendez, parce que je me... Attendez, parce qu'il y a mon aide-soignant qui est pas... Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Ouais,
voilà.
Parce que c'est de... Non, ah non,
Visiblement, ça ne marche pas. Eh ouais. Père Patrick, vous n'avez pas perdu la main.
est-ce que vous pouvez couper le... Ah,
On va regarder un sujet sur la...
I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Hey there!
Don't judge me, this is art!
It looks like he may commit suicide. Suicide is badass.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
The fuck is that? Bigfoot. Oh man, look at him.
Come on, you motherfucker! Oh, shit! God damn it! Same shit, different day!
One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
And we're back again.
Hi, everybody.
I don't know if the intro played smooth. My computer is choking right now.
Well, it played smooth for me.
Okay, I got a few things to cover. It would sure help if I had an audience to interact with. That would make things ever so much smoother. But, you know, I'm not holding it personal against them. If anything, YouTube's like, we're not showing you to anyone.
Yeah. That's usually the way it works. But who cares? We'll do it anyway.
Well, unfortunately, everything that I have here to cover has a lot of reading to go with it. I hate that, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what I got. Well, yeah, I've covered the hell out of this D&D wokeism, but of course, there's always new news updates, which makes it feel like you're just doing the same old shit over and over and over again, but you're in fact not.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons official Discord overrun by woke activists who say D&D is so gay and call anti-woke players bigots online. Dungeons and Dragons has received a lot of attention for its denigration of its own property in recent days by woke activists inside Wizards of the Coast. With a look inside the official D&D Discord server, the woke seem to be all the customers they have left. I'll believe it. I mean, not, you know, universally, but for the most part, probably. Because, you know, this whole woke ideology, as each generation emerges, they're more bought into it. If even by 1%, they're more bought into it. And they've been pushing this since technically that I know of, even since the 70s, but in an extremely light kind of way.
Yeah.
And then it really, after 2015, maybe they just piled on. They just threw the whole load on there.
Yeah, it went insane after 2015.
The 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide infamously has incorporated BDSM fetish community practices into the game. I've done a video on that. For safe spaces, having players make an X with their arms if they feel triggered by a situation requiring a DM to stop a game and address the player in question. Yeah,
That is sad.
you would occasionally have the emotional player, but most of everybody like couldn't stand it, and they just tried to exclude them from ever even knowing about the game. I guess it's flipped entirely
Yeah.
now.
I mean, 'cause-
One D&D race has also had its entire history removed to get rid of slavery. And then there's the constant push to humanize orcs. One image even portrays the orcs as a family of Mexicans. That sounds racist to me.
that is very racist.
Making for a completely insulting depiction of Latinos in the name of diversity. Yeah, I agree. This week, Dungeons and Dragons came under further scrutiny after it was revealed senior designer Jason Tondro pinned a forward to a history book on Dungeons and Dragons calling Gary Gygax misogynist and accusing him of cultural appropriation. That sounds like that's the very things he's doing.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, like making the orcs Mexican and making cooking a big thing and gays a big thing. Everything he's accusing the original creator, or co-creator of doing, he is doing himself.
yeah, I mean, it's just, I can't even put into words what I think about it. I mean, what were they thinking?
This prompted Elon Musk to beg the question as to how much Hasbro cost for him to buy the parent company of Wizards of the Coast and save Dungeons and Dragons from all of these woke controversies. Inside the official D&D Discord server, however, all the sanity has evaporated. With normal players exiting the game in droves, it seems that all that's left in the woke activists they were signaling to. So yeah, this goes on about how they're kind of, mocking Elon Musk, and some of them are scared. It's like, hell yeah, you should buy it. I would love to see that. I mean, I don't think he'd be perfect about things, but he would be way better than this.
Yeah, that's the damn truth. I mean, it's bad when regular people that aren't woke activists are leaving a game that's been around for decades in droves, and now that all that's left is these idiots that want to make it all about the fact that they don't know what gender they are and all this kind of bullshit. It's just bullshit. There goes another great cultural icon dead because of the woke mind virus.
Fandom Pulse obtained several screenshots of people complaining about Elon Musk and wondering if D&D is actually even woke enough. What? How can it get more woke? So I heard rumors going around that Elon Musk rat is buying D&D, one user said. Another with he, they pronouns called Musk petty and whiny on social media before complaining about bigots online. They throw these words around, Anybody that slightly variates from their trained way of thinking is a bigot and and all such other words that go along with that.
Yeah. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
A third user says, but D&D is like nature, so gay. And then said, every person I played with was so queer. Whoa, I don't know what game they were playing. But that doesn't seem like D&D that I ever known.
No.
And I played way back in the mid 80s.
Oh, that has been a long time. But this is just sad. It's just sad.
Very sad. One such player came to Fandom Pulse privately, voicing his concern that if he spoke up in the D&D official Discord, he would likely be banned for voicing contrary opinions to the woke. I sometimes pop in the official D&D Discord. The old-time D&D players said I searched Elon to see what the general consensus was about the thought of him buying out Hasbro. What a mess it is in here. You can't even talk about Elon in the general chat without someone shutting you down and trying to change the subject. You can't bring up rumors or talk about it in there. What a mess. It appears as if the woke players are all that's left for Dungeons and Dragons in this new edition, which means Wizards of the Coast likely will only double down in new installments in the future. I am not good at reading these articles.
I can't begin to describe what this is going to mean for a lot of different things that use D&D as a base for their stuff.
Well, yeah, there are alternatives, but they're headed in the same direction. Unfortunately, you know, they've got their hooks into the youth. Like I said, every generation comes along, buys at least 1% more into the woke mind virus, which is, you know, I use an umbrella term. There's a lot of ways I could describe what's happening. But one thing we cannot deny is that it is happening.
Yeah.
And it's happening through essentially blackmail. If you shame and threaten and ban anyone who thinks different, of course you're going to be like, everybody thinks and feels this way. Yeah, because you threatened, shamed, and banned anyone who didn't.
Yeah.
And doxed and you name it. Tried to fight and report it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are blind to their own BS, that, I mean, not just blind, but that blind.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what's it going to take for things to but to go back to the way where, okay, if you're gay, that's okay and whatever, but you didn't try to change everybody's point of view with it.
Okay, back in the 80s, I remember playing D&D, and it was kind of a point of pride because it took intelligent people to play it. It took oftentimes skilled people, because people I played with, they like to draw their own characters and their own adventure storyline and maps and everything with it. And they were indeed a talented bunch of people. And occasionally the subject of gay would come up. They know somebody's gay, and back then it was a rarity. They didn't go, ew, we gotta bash them. If anybody said that, I'd be like, no, you don't think about it like that. You know, that's just the way they are. And you let it go. And then nobody ever put another thought into it. You know, gayness wasn't worn like a badge of honor or a badge of authority, either one. Now it is, and now they're using it to destroy, well, essentially culture. They are destroying culture.
Yeah, that's true. They're destroying everybody else's culture. And I think that the more it goes on, something's going to have to give, else nobody's going to have any kind of culture left at all.
Yeah, and I'm not speaking of white culture. I'm speaking of culture of the human race, in particular of the USA, because this happens to be where we are, and it also happens to be a gigantic area with a lot of money to throw around, which goes towards movements like they have and influences people indirectly and directly.
But I think that if something don't change pretty soon, it's going to be a crime to be straight and white, or especially a straight white male, or on down the line, it's going to be a crime to be a straight white female or a natural born female.
Well, it's like I like to say, they're like the Ouroboros. They keep going around and, I suppose, constricting onto themselves until they will eat their own tail and devour their own. There's not going to be anybody left. Sure, new generations will pop up to replace them after they've already sufficiently shamed their own and maybe turned them, I don't know, turn them conservative, turn them something, turn them into bitter old people, whatever the case may be. It's just ugly. It's dog eat dog, so to speak.
Yeah. But what's going to happen is the tide's going to turn eventually, and what we're going to turn into is going back to the mentality of the 50s.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't, of course I wasn't alive in the 50s, but my parents were of the 50s. They were like in their 30s when I was born. So of course I grew up with an older mentality. I mean, in my household, all of our appliances and furniture were from the 50s or the 40s even. You know, the culture I got from my parents was more so a 50s culture.
Yeah.
And I know most people out there can't relate with that. There's no way they can, unless maybe they were raised by their grandparents. But it does change a person. It does make you see the world differently. Also, my parents were, you know, their idea of raising a kid was do this backbreaking work, keep your mouth shut, or you're going to get the hell beat out of you. The end. That's about it.
Yeah, children were to be seen and not heard, and most of the time not even seen.
Let me find another subject here to go on to.
But I really hate the way this is going here. You know, the D&D. I really hate it. It's sad to see it go in that direction.
Yeah, well, speaking of fantasy-based games, here's another one that I have talked about often, so has everyone else, but news keeps cropping up. Okay, admins for the Dragon Age the Veilguard Facebook group have outlawed the laugh reaction and are actively banning members who use it. Okay, you know, like a little emoji laugh, right?
Yeah.
And you will get banned for it.
Why?
Well, let's see what they say. The entire gaming world was laughing at Dragon Age the Veilguard. Fell hard. From the game's cringe-inducing writing to cartoonish visuals to the horrific sales numbers and crater and concurrent player count, the game has been the butt of many jokes. However, laughter in the Dragon Age the Veilguard Facebook group will get you booted and banned. Now, notice in the description there, they sold it rightfully so and sold it the game in many ways, but didn't mention the overly blatant preaching wokeness at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's a picture. They like officially posted laugh reacts banned and will get you banned. To sum it up, that's what they're saying here. And so you go on there and it's like, okay, it's a built-in function. You hit a button, laugh, right?
Yeah.
Laugh, banned.
Oh.
Not just the button, but you get banned for using it.
Then what the hell's it in there for then?
First of all, that should tell you how badly they are getting mocked. Right?
Yeah.
Secondly, it tells you the authoritarian, or you know, if that's the right phrasing, attitude that they have and probably have had toward things and people.
This is insane. You get banned from a game for laughing now.
It says, please remember that using laugh reaction on posts or comments that are not intended to be funny will lead to a removal from this group, as we aim to maintain a positive atmosphere. Admin Ezra Wren, of course, a name like that. Ezra Wren said to the group's 12,000 members, if your intention is to troll, promote negativity, or use reaction emojis as a weapon, we cannot guarantee that you will be allowed to stay. Feel free to laugh react this too, so I can weed some of you out now. A weapon. Haha is a weapon now.
Oh my God. This is utter bullshit. So okay, so they want to
That bull done shit so hard it's about dead.
they want to maintain a positive atmosphere, right? Well, if you can't laugh, how is it a positive atmosphere?
Yeah, they can interpret, anybody puts a laugh emoji up, oh, that's a threat. Oh, they were mocking us. Basically, they know they're being mocked, but they seem paranoid about it because they went so far as to post that you would be banned for, they're paranoid. They know everybody's laughing, but now they think anything is an attack, apparently. That's what it seems like to me.
Oh.
The post then quickly amassed thousands of laugh reactions. Yeah. Way to go, people. Way to go.
Oh, I was waiting on that. I was waiting on it to see if somebody would start that because I would do it.
It's even listed in the group's official rules. In the rule, the mods go as far as to call people laugh reacting bigots.
Oh, I hate it when
Bigots.
people throw that word around.
Yeah, how, you take the actual definition of bigot, how in any stretch of the imagination does that apply?
It doesn't. They've made it into a buzzword.
The higher ups at EA, Electronic Arts, I believe it is, certainly weren't laughing in the wake of this game's release. The troubled title shipped 1 million copies to retail locations, but quickly garnered a massive return ratio. The game's trade-in value plummeted down to just $22 after 12 days, which these new games generally go for $70 new.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad.
Phil Hard also received only one nomination at this year's Game Awards, which fuck the Game Awards. And it wasn't for one of the show's larger categories. The only award Dragon Age the Phil Hard got a nomination for was accessibility features, which elicited quite a few laugh reacts among the gaming community. Many angry gamers were once BioWare fans looking forward to a new Dragon Age title for many years. I tried to get in the Dragon Age. I think it was when Dragon Age 2 came out, unless I'm mistaken. Never followed through with it. I'm glad I didn't now.
Yeah. Because I can pretty much guarantee you would have been banned real fast.
I have read the page. Now let's mock the people. The
people?
The Phil Hard people, not our non-existent audience.
What people?
Yeah. I'm gonna talk shit on our audience so hard they will wait. Fuck, they're not here.
We got nobody.
Oh, I got a few people here.
Oh,
check this out.
Hi, Sarge.
I got Adam Rebill.
Hi, Adam.
And R2 Lee 2.
Hi, R2.
I am very glad to have you because I don't want you to comment up there. I don't know. Maybe he likes the attention. Wait, attention from the other, 2 or 3 people? Okay, but anyway. And I have Cass. Cass,
Hi,
I've not seen before. I don't believe so. But all the same, welcome. Glad to have you. More than glad to have you. So I was saying I was going to talk shit about my audience.
You're such a smart ass.
Hey, so R2, how's your job as a janitor at that school?
What? Oh. I was talking about the people at Veilguard. There are no people at Veilguard anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They're just pod people.
Phil Hard.
Yeah. There's just pod people.
Honestly, I'm not greatly familiar with EA, but they apparently some point bought BioWare, which they at one time were a great company.
I am. Oh God, I'm gonna get tickled. I am not groundskeeper Willie. Oh. But yeah, at 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 the
And the rest of you, Sergeant Adam, Cass, feel free to speak up. Conversation will make this a better experience for us all.
well, at Dragon Age, those are not people. Those are pod people.
Well, I know the UBI soft, and I always say it, UBI soft. I don't like going Ubi or UB because to me it just sounds like something a 2-year-old would utter, like a senseless word. But UBI soft, they're French, right? And you could most definitely tell they're like pod people. They are so far gone. No,
The
I
attack
suppose
of
like
the pod people.
I could yeah, that's right. In a second, I'll look up some of the lead people from Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We want to mock.
You're gonna get me so tickled I won't be able to talk. The attack of the pod people. But yeah, what were they thinking when they created this game? What were they thinking? Did they think people would just go?
Well, as I understood it, they discarded a good amount of the story of the previous games, the lore and all such.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. They just kind of made it into a bastardization of the game previous.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Why do you show me these things?
Check this thing out.
Oh. Yeah.
I guess he traded in his manhood for a pocket full of silver.
Well, you can tell he takes sugar in his tank. But anyway, I'm not going to be ugly. I'm going to try my best not to be ugly about this. I mean, I got to say it. Yeah, you can tell he takes sugar in his tank.
Can you imagine interacting with one of these people like in a real life scenario, right?
I'd be in jail.
If it was anything of importance, imagine how helpful or rather useless they would be.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm not entertained enough people are leaving.
I mean, I can just imagine. I mean, if you had to deal with this person on a daily basis, how long would it take until you went insane and took people with you?
Well, I have had to deal with. Okay, remember, everybody knows how Gen Z isn't that right? Gen Z is the young ones now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I remember when the millennials were that age, and when they were the new dumbasses of the time, and little did we know another generation was going to come and make them look bright and strong and smart,
Well, the thing is I think.
But my point is, having dealt with millennials when they were younger, and some of them they were all snarky as fuck, right? And some of them were like dressing like lumberjacks, and all they could do was smart off and twirl their mustache or something,
Yeah. You can thank
my words aren't filling me. It's just things I know I shouldn't be saying on a stream, so I'm.
Yeah, we're trying to be nice. We're trying to be nice.
These motherfuckers, these types, that generation, also the younger one, but millennials and Gen Z, you can't get them to do work. You can't get them to give you a straight answer without a lot of snark. You can't have a genuine conversation with them. And And I will say, I'm not speaking of all millennials and Gen Z. Of course not. But the mass majority of them fit that description very well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on to another thing here. So this is a little bit of an odd story. There's this indie game by Wrong Organ Studio, and the co-founder laments discovery of mouthwashing, which is the name of the game, by the anti-woke crowd. So the anti-woke crowd is like, hey, this game's kind of nice. I like this game. And they're having a meltdown over it. Or like, what is it? Hypnotic says, melty melt.
Melty melt.
Yeah. Well, the idea there is to denigrate them by talking to them as if they were a 2-year-old. Melty melt.
Oh.
That's the way I take it.
Oh, okay. It kind of makes sense.
The co-founder laments discovery of mouthwashing by the anti-woke crowd. Says anti-woke means anti-gay means anti-me as a dev.
What?
I am absolutely not anti-gay. If you're gay, you're gay. Who cares? I don't. And
Okay.
you know this. You know this.
Well, you're okay with me. I mean,
Yeah. Look, more than half the people I know are gay.
yeah.
I don't care. But when they're making it a point to throw it in your face constantly, I care about that. I don't. Or let me put it another way. I don't care for that. Whichever way works for you. Yeah, on to this. According to Wrong Organ co-founder Martin Halden, the discovery of the studio's latest game, mouthwashing by the anti-woke crowd due to its recent fan art controversy, is one of the worst developments that could have befallen the indie title, as he believes anyone who holds such views is anti-gay and thus anti-me as a dev. Mouthwashing is a first-person adventure game set against a backdrop of deep space. I'm going to skim over this. It's kind of a horror-ish game. A number of these illustrations. So this woman, I guess, this character, damn, that woman looks like Down syndrome. I don't know. Something like that. But apparently people started making sexualized pictures of her, which
I
don't know why. Maybe it was sarcastically. I don't know. But it's like, hey, publicity is publicity as long as it's not doing some extreme lewd stuff, right?
Yeah.
So a number of these illustrations, particularly that show the Tulpar's resident medic with well-defined female features, drew the ire of game's more activism-oriented player base, who poured out in droves to chastise, in many cases outright harass, the artist for, in their view, unnecessarily sexualizing a survivor of sexual assault. So I take it this character in the game was, a survivor of that.
Oh.
Which, it's a little funny, but I wouldn't be like chastising people, as explained during a standard playthrough of mouthwashing. The devs team would take to the official Wrong Organ Twitter account to condemn the aggressive nature with which the outraged expressed their opinions. Okay, so they went to Twitter/X to bitch about stuff.
Oh, of course.
Some mouthwashing fans, creators have been receiving harassment over works that others have found distasteful, wrote the developer on September 24th. If you see fans' works that you do not like, block, ignore it. Any form of harassment is unacceptable. If you can't be respectful and considerate, this fandom is not place for you. Now, so they're taking this fan art as harassment. I don't know if they just really like the character or if it really is some kind of harassment. I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah, I don't.
But the story continues. There's more twist.
Oh no.
As a result, both the initial Discord and Wrong Organ's refusal to condone the following harassment, Mouthwash eventually caught the attention of popular streamer Zach Asmongold. We all know who Asmongold is, who became aware of the fan art controversy during a November 27th live stream reacting to YouTube heroes High's video coverage of the situation. Asmongold came out in support of both Ron Organ's stance and the fans' artist freedom of expression, positing to his viewers that the actual problem was not the artwork, but rather the fact that a bunch of fucking moral retards going around trying to tell everyone else what to do. I don't want to have some idiot on Twitter tell me what to do. He added, it's that simple. And yes, it is that simple.
Okay, so I take it that this is the character.
Yeah. Cass, if I'm saying that right, which I would hope so. It's CAS. I mean, if I screwed that up. But anyway, kind of like that chick from Wicked saying that covering her face in a poster was harassment. It's a black woman, right? There was some art from an older production. I think it's basically more or less the same production, but an older version of it. And they took the poster from the new movie, you know, which is full of female, woman, black, lesbian power, this, that, you know, whole woke retard shit.
Yeah.
And they simply redid the poster to look similar to the old one. Nothing bad. It didn't like unblack someone or anything like that, you know, or unlesbian someone. It's just, you know, a few little touches here and there. This woman had a meltdown. It's going, she was harassed.
Oh, but of course.
Okay. Story continues. Later that same day, Asmongold's video would come across the desk of a aforementioned Halden, you know, the dev, the little bitch dev, who responded to the YouTuber's coverage via his personal Twitter account with the admission, the anti-woke crowd has found the game and I feel sick to my fucking stomach.
Good.
Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on. That I don't know if I can be active on here. He continued, I don't have the energy for this. And that, you know, everything's abbreviated now, right? And that throws me off because I'm used to like whole words.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not going to dredge on that.
Well, you know, maybe they would rather be on Blue Sky with pages and pages and pages and pages.
Blue Sky. You know, I went there to go, what am I missing? Maybe they're saying stuff here that they're not saying on Twitter. You know, I'm trying to cover newsworthy things. And I would go, you know, scroll a few pages down and be like, whoa, I did not want to see that. And I thought, okay, pass that. And then another, and then another, and another. So I came back like a week later thinking that was a fluke. It was not.
Pages of
all you're going to see, is people presenting their package, holding it in their hand, and talking about how they want to be somebody's daddy and some borderline PDF file stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Thick. And apparently they're allowing that there. Just like the maps think mine are attracted people. Oh.
Ew.
Motherfucker's gonna have me in prison one day.
Oh, that's just so wrong.
Yeah, he's referring to the bald black wicked woman.
Yeah.
I don't expect me to know her name. I don't care.
I don't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to who she was. I'm sorry. But
yeah, it says I've seen that dance many times before, said Halden. I do not want him playing it regardless of exposure because it's making me feel like absolute sit. I don't know. It's like S-T.
Wait. They don't know how to spell.
Shit, I guess. But, you know, whatever, right? That's the news. Okay, so this game went, you know, it's an indie game. It got popular, and then people's like, oh, I'm going to draw this woman all sexy like. And they're like, we will not stand for that. And then, you know, that got attention. And then Asmongold's like, hey, here's my opinion. It's like this and it's like this. And they're like, oh, my God. Ew. You ruined my life because you played my game and you gave it exposure beyond anything it would ever have previously.
But they didn't draw her naked or nothing. I mean,
Yeah. You know, okay, on one hand, I get it. Character is supposed to have been abused in that way.
yeah.
I get it. But looking at it from the other point of view, you could go, the woman could be like, that doesn't define me. I still have my sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're looking at, they're attracted. Okay, clearly the character on the screen, not that one, not that one. That thing is not attractive.
No.
I don't know. I'm just theorizing here. I'm just throwing out thoughts. Maybe they liked her character. Maybe they liked her vulnerability. And maybe they associated that with attraction, only they thought that she could look better. Maybe it was that.
But scroll down a little bit. Let me see that picture that they drew again.
Those interviews with her and that Grande chick are so cringy. The narcissism is palpable. I so wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, those two women is like, I don't think I can put it in the words. It's like it's like if you looked at them wrong, they'd pop and dissolve while whining and crying.
No, they're going to keep on feeding off of each other. They're going to implode like a neutron star.
So I take it that is the way they sexualize that character. I'm taking it. But if that is the case, that doesn't look anything like that character. For one, it looks like an elf.
Yeah, I mean, that's an elf. That's why I wanted to see the picture again, because that's an elf. You know? That's not that character in that game. That's an elf.
Yeah, and it's not like they have a sperm drizzling down her face or any such thing like that, you know?
Oh, my goodness. But yeah, that's an elf. That's not even the same character.
Damn, those hips. Those are
Them's childbearing hips.
well tell. Okay, let's get past this. Let me find something else to dredge up here. You can continue talking.
But it said there that Ubisoft officially shutting down XDefiant after 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not bothering covering that because I don't even know what XDefiant was. It may have been around a long time. I don't know. I was never into it. I've heard the name before. That's it. So I'm not gonna like pure fake that. Oh, I know about this, and oh, I'm gonna miss that or any. You know, I'm not gonna bullshit people.
But yeah. Oh no, this jackass.
Yeah, David Jaffe.
He is.
David.
You know. Wait a minute. You see the way he's loving on that mic? He looks like Diddy going to a party.
I think you're reaching there.
No, I remember when he was when him and Hypnotic was going back and forth, and he'd just get right up in the mic.
Yeah. Okay, he's a grumpy old asshole that seems to have a touch of dementia, in my opinion. It's like, you know, he's still got thought processes. He's still got it kind of together, but he's missing some vital points. So, you know, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You know, you get somebody that's losing it. They haven't lost it all. They can still do everything they could do, but then you will see the cracks in it, and you will see it failing on them in real time. That's what I see with him.
Well, you know, that might
okay. Look, first of all, let me introduce this fat motherfucker. David Jaffe gets roasted after claiming he wasn't being sexist against Vara Dark. Vara Dark is she covers things very similar to the way I do, probably better, but she has long red hair and she's a young, semi-attractive girl. I mean, she's not like not a 10 or anything, but you know, a 7 or 8.
Oh, good Lord, aren't you? You're so silly.
Oh, I'm gonna be a 6 then. She's not ugly. She's not ugly.
Why you being such a smart ass?
Fuck, I'm trying to be nice.
You're being a smart ass. I know you're not serious.
Okay.
though.
Former God of War and Twisted Metal director David Jaffe got utterly roasted after he claimed he was not being sexist against Vara Dark, despite claiming the only reason she has the following that she has is because of her gender and her looks. Yes, he was the director for God of War and Twisted Metal, and the original games of those I immensely enjoyed, but he seems to have some screws loose, to say the least.
Yeah, I remember it was brought up on Hypnotics, or it might have been Smash JT's video.
Oh,
where
everybody's been talking about that motherfucker because,
Yeah.
news gets slow for one.
Well, the thing is in order to help his daughter's anxiety, he let her transition
That's, I think he maybe pushed her
or
to it.
something.
I'm not clear on that part, but it seems as if maybe he pushed her to transition because she had anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, okay, get this. Be a man, you'll feel better. No. As a man, you go to war. As a man, you do the hard work, like the stuff that will get you killed. As a man, you'll be the first one that people will jump on in public.
Yeah, that's true. Women, we do have options, we don't have to do those things.
He said, here's what I'll tell you. Vara Dark and I clearly don't really vibe with each other. She doesn't like me, and I said mean things about her. They were not misogynistic. They were mean. They were intentionally mean. Jaffe later added, I was not sexist to Vara. Stop the clowns. I was mean to her. Trust me. I was worried because I knew people would think I was like, I know people will think this is sexist or misogynistic, but it's really not. And I was checking with women I'm like, hey, watch this for me because maybe I'm wrong, because I can be wrong. Everybody's got a blind spot. Okay. So he's got to check with somebody else to tell if he's right or wrong. I find that a great weakness of character and mind. Okay, now you can respond. Did I lose you? Okay, I would hate to think I actually would say something sexist or misogynist, but in this case, I was like, I don't think it is, but again, I could still be wrong. Educate me if I am, but my understanding of misogyny, but my, does it continue? Reacting to another, what happened to you?
I had to change everything around. It went quiet and I had some technical difficulties.
Okay. He continued, and yes, it dealt with her being a woman, but that wasn't me talking about women and like, oh, woman can only do this job, or I don't like or trust women. No one can look at my channel and suggest that's my history or that's the way I feel or any of my, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Jaffe then stated, now you could argue that Vara Dark has a lot more going for her than her looks. I'm sure some of you think she does, and that's fine. And I made it clear to say, in my opinion, based on what she said about me, I don't watch her content. She may be excellent, but based on what she said about me, frankly, based on if you go to her page, most of her shit just mean-spirited, haha, fucking liberal tears, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but he just said he doesn't watch it, and
then how does he know?
He called her a mental lightweight and said she's only got the popularity because of her looks and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So he keeps talking till he says he doesn't watch her and he was just being intentionally mean, but it's not sexist that he used her being a woman with, as an insult.
Okay. But I thought he didn't watch her stuff.
There's too many people that they would be different if they grew up and lived in the South.
Oh, yeah. That is very, very true.
Because they would have their ass beat A good old fashioned Southern ass whooping, as they like to say.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
you get
quickly.
these other states, and people run their mouth and blah blah blah. They'll just run their mouth and like, what are you gonna do? Shit don't work like that here.
Oh no. No, it does not. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that'll it'll well, you'll be on the news and they won't see you no more. Period.
Yeah, I think it was Mike Tyson is like said, you know, what's wrong with people is they're not used to getting smacked in the face, or you know, something. I'm paraphrasing, you know, something like that, right? And he is absolutely right.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong at all. And the thing is the people, they have to learn you can't do each other that way and expect somebody not to say something.
I'm going to
Because-
continue reading this.
Okay.
No one was buying what Jaffe was selling. In the comments of the video, he was roasted over and over again. One wrote, dude doesn't realize he's Chris Chan 2.0. Another mocked, hey there, mental heavyweight. Jaffe, you only sit in that chair because of your hair, your face, and your gender. Also, Jaffe, I was not sexist, wrote another. Rook 1892 posted, dude had his feelings hurt and showed his true colors. While he is being roasted, I would probably go much deeper and meaner with it.
Well, the thing is they're not wrong, because he did obviously have his feelings hurt and he basically went after this girl here, you know?
Well, you know, I half wonder if the way that these streamers pop up out of nowhere and start going after the anti-woke streamers, if it's not some kind of coordinated attack, you know, like Alyssa Murky cunt.
Oh God.
And-
No,
and-
that was,
and
she's
now-
just
And now Jaffe, and there's been others, right? But I'm half wondering if it's not a coordinated attack, because they
Yeah.
will seem to attack a very specific set of anti-woke streamers, and more heavily one than the other, then they'll move to the next one and the next one.
yeah, it's the bigger streamers. The streamers that they deem anti-woke, that's who they're gonna go after. But what they fail to realize is it just makes them more popular. I mean, because people are tired of this woke mind virus that's going rampant now all over the world. So of course they're gonna get more views and stuff like that. The more they get attacked, the more they're gonna get popular, more popular. That's just the way it works. Because people's gonna go, well, what in the world are they going on about? And then they're gonna do more research into it and keep watching them and all that kind of stuff. That's just publicity. That's how it works. And I guess they don't realize that or something. That must be it, because they must not realize anything to that nature of how stuff like that works.
I'll say it again. I wish they would have been a Southerner, so they would have learned what an ass whooping meant. So maybe they won't run their fucking mouths.
Well, you can't beat stupid out of people. And that's the sad truth.
But you can beat fear into them.
This is also very, very true. I mean, like if you're going to get accused of it, you might as well get some satisfaction out of it.
So for our handful of viewers, feel free to speak up. We'll make our own entertainment. We'll talk shit about each other if we got to. But, you know, the more the merrier, the more talk, the better.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, you know, for whatever reason, he's going on the war path on several what he deems anti-woke YouTubers. And if he must be bored or something, because either that or he's getting paid a lot of money to do it.
Look at it like this. He is a man in his 50s. He's white, and he was into video game development. It means he is out of a job.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
clearly he supports that mentality. So he probably feels it was justified. But I would take it that deep down in him, it's eating him up. And he's blaming the anti-woke for this, even though it was the woke that did this to him.
Well, yeah, I can see that. But what I don't understand is, okay, he was in the gaming industry back before it got insane crazy like it is now. He created God of War and all that.
Well, he was the director on it.
Or
That
yeah, he
was
was
the
the
metal.
director. Well, what possessed him to say to his kid that go ahead and transition?
Well, he
I
got
don't understand.
he got an ear infection by the woke
Oh.
mind virus.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
The brain worms.
Yeah, he's got the worms. You better take him to the vet. But,
Go on to another topic here.
okay.
I will leave time for just general chit chat, but I want to run through some of these, at least a few of these first, or during. I don't know, whatever. I'll get to it. Film threats. Chris Gore spoils Star Wars. Skeleton Crew goes full woke in episode 3 with LGBTQ plus propaganda. And again, that term, lugabutaka, that they could have made a word with it.
They should have made a word instead of this bullshit.
They could have just went queers, and I think that would have been suffice.
Well, yeah.
Sufficient. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't cover furries because I've heard the plus includes furries.
What? I guess it would.
And there also somewhere in all that gibberish, it includes the non-binaries. But it's been pointed out, doesn't the lesbian and gay cancel out the non-binaries, vice versa? Because one believes in two genders and the other doesn't.
I would think so.
It's all kinds of messed up.
Yeah, it is.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew is billed as a show for children, but Disney Lucasfilm can't help itself in inserting woke identity politics. Now, popular film reviewer Chris Gore has revealed that in episode 3, one of the children's parents is revealed to having two moms in another push of LGBTQ plus and kids programming. When I first read this, I was like, nah, so what? Some lesbians wanted to adopt a kid. I guess I'm okay with that. But it doesn't in there, of course. The first 2 episodes were released on Disney Plus yesterday, and the plot line seemed innocuous. Other than the obvious standard Hollywood casting, a black boy, an interracial girl, a strong female white girl with no white males among the heroes, it appears as if Disney would be focusing on action and adventure like Star Wars fans wanted, rather than pushing a heavy agenda as they did in The Acolyte.
Oh.
Wait. It appears if... No, it doesn't. Okay, with a black boy, interracial girl, a strong female, and no, clearly we see what they're going for. There's no, it looks like they were going to play it right. Not to me.
Yeah. But they're never going to stop this. They're never, ever going to stop this. I mean, until the people start taking back their money,
They just can't help themselves. Modern messaging must be inserted no matter what. I'd have preferred they kept the parent out of it altogether. Critics have also noted that the little girl, Fern, oh, what a name, played by Ryan Kiera Armstrong, has a lot of girl boss tendencies in the first couple episodes. She derides the boys for being boys constantly, and the boys can do little to fight back over than, I suppose it means other than, act haphazardly. Fern and her female friend KB are shown as highly competent, smarter, and more adept than the boys at every turn.
Okay. Now, I know that they're pushing this woke agenda, but what they're failing to realize is there's little boys that love Star Wars. Well, they see this and they're gonna, if it keeps on, if they keep on watching it and stuff like that. I'm talking about little kids.
Well, the original Star Wars had male and female fans.
Yeah.
But, you can bet the majority were male. In general, and historically speaking, females don't take to sci-fi the way that males do.
True. But the thing is what this is going to do to little boys.
I just want to make it a point. I don't want to ignore anybody's comments here.
Oh, we got comments. I got it full screen. Hang on.
It's so old. I wish they'd find a new gimmick. There's more to life than what's between your legs. It's so shallow. I fully agree.
That is so true. But what they're going to keep on. What they're going to do to little boys' esteem is they're going to feel like they're inferior to girls.
I do believe it's already that way for the younger generations. They already feel inferior.
Yeah, and they shouldn't feel like that, And these people know exactly what they're doing.
And the school's janitor's nephew agrees. Okay. I'm just poking fun at R2 here because I know he's a cool motherfucker. I mean, I think he has a great character. I've talked to him on Discord. I've seen him on other streams. He's a real likable person. As opposed to me, I'm not likable at all. I mean, I'm not bullshitting here. You see me on here, this is likable as I get.
Oh, you're awful. You need to quit being so silly.
Okay. It shows that Disney now is trying to layer in wokeism in an insidious manner to lure people into disorderly lifestyle and groom children into sexual fetishes. As parents and viewers, we have to be more vigilant than ever because they've learned not to lecture and but instead are trying to psychologically manipulate the audience. Yes, they're going to play down, probably since wokeism isn't selling, they're going to play it down and they're going to try to subtly, however you say that, insert it psychologically, thinking, they won't even notice, but they're going to get it all same. I mean, that sounds a little bit like surprise sex, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But they're already doing it in schools. They get the trainees and things to put on shows for little kids, and little kids don't know what in the hell they're looking at. They just think it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm go ahead, keep talking. I'm looking what I have, burning through this content rather quickly.
I mean, there was school board meetings where parents was throwing a fit about the books that they would have in the school libraries, where little books for little kids and everything, and they would go, oh, that's improper language, and the parents would go, well, you got it in the libraries.
For the viewers, if you're hearing a squeal noise, it's my drink. When I open it, it's like a well with a blowhole.
No, when I first heard it, I thought it was somebody shooting firecrackers outside somewhere. That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, they're just keeping on. It just seems like they're grooming kids for, well, I don't even want to say. It's awful. But
So a very popular streamer, he's made his career on YouTube in Star Wars Theory. This motherfucker got down on his knees and sucked them off dry, apparently, because he gave it all glowing reviews. Skeleton Crew reminded me of myself as a kid to a T. Whoa, so he's a little girl? Okay.
I guess.
I dreamt of finding a spaceship to get lost in a distant galaxy and navigate the stars. Dreamt of becoming a Jedi someday. Oh, but damn, they're making all the Jedis female, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the power of one.
Yeah.
Lesbian space witches scissored to make a force baby or something like that.
Oh no.
Endless invisible lightsaber fights with my dad and friend, pressure of school, being an outcast, feeling misunderstood, and overall just trying to navigate being a young boy with an appetite for adventure and something more. So far, it's Jumanji, Goonies, I'm not familiar with this, Zathura, and Harry Potter in a Star Wars universe. No complaints, nostalgic AF, which that's what the younger people now, for some reason they can't say as fuck, but anyway. And made me remember being that age. Fun.
Okay.
I hate these sellout motherfuckers.
They must not be remembering it real well then, because this is nothing like Star Wars, like Luke Skywalker and Jabba the Hutt and all that.
And full disclosure, we have not watched was it Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew. In full disclosure, we have not watched it. But it sure does not sound like traditional Star Wars. But he was saying it appealed to his sense of adventure as a child, similar to Jumanji and Goonies and Harry Potter.
But this
let me tell you, I grew up with a sense of adventure too, but it was much different than that. I explored the world of theft and drugs and break-ins and fights and obviously females, girls, women. I guess I was just turned a little different.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, it was the company you have around you. Which, as a young teenager, before teen years, actually, even got into witchcraft, which I'm not now, but, that was part of my childhood adventure journey, so to speak.
Yeah. But
I was in some gangs too, so and I was quite heavily into martial arts at a young age. So I did live a lot of adventure, a whole lot of adventure.
Yeah. I mean, you really, you had a very interesting life.
Yes.
When you were younger.
But interesting means hard as fuck.
Yeah. But what I don't understand, I don't see how they got this Skeleton Crew Star Wars show in the same vein as Jumanji and Goonies and Harry Potter and Star Wars, the first couple of movies.
Oh, that basically, I would imagine you just use the same formula, only now you throw in aliens and high-tech stuff.
Oh, well, Star Wars for me, it has long lost its wow factor. I mean, after Jar Jar, I just couldn't do it anymore. I could not watch it. It's like it went downhill from there. To me, Star Wars will always be the first one, the very first one.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Now, on to this, which is not a lot to read here. A name I cannot pronounce. I suppose he's some kind of immigrant. I don't know. Pa, Appa, Pa, Pepa. S-C-U-D. Oh,
I don't
motherfucker.
know. I don't know. I
The
have
original
no-
trilogy. The original trilogy was great.
Yes, the original trilogy of Star Wars. The
Everything
original.
after that, I could have done without.
Yep, me too.
Okay, I kind of like the Ewoks, but it lacked the serious tone and any real depth, you know. But as a fluff thing, it was all right. But the original trilogy, yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, when I was young, I was like, you know, all day long Star Wars over Star Trek.
Yeah, me too.
I did eventually get into Star Trek, but in an odd way. I used it to sleep too because that shit would knock me straight the fuck out. I just turn that on and hear that the you know, Enterprise or whichever starship. What's that
Yeah.
noise that make?
Yeah,
Like-
I can't. Don't stop it.
And everybody talking in this low, like, you know, tone and calm, super calm tone, and it's like just be out. But
Yeah.
I did eventually get into Star Trek as well, but you know, originally and more so, Star Wars has always been Star Wars, but I'm only speaking of the original trilogy.
Yeah. I love the Ewoks. I can't help it.
Okay, the Phantom Menace. I would comment on that, but I can't honestly remember which one that was. I have seen them, but I can't remember which one that was.
I have to think.
Okay, I was trying to pronounce this person's name, and I will never be able to do it.
Me either.
But okay, this man that played as Snape, Severus Snape. Oh, what a name! I know it's a fictional name, but still, I'm not even gonna comment. But this, the actor, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, the actor died a while back.
Yeah, I
And-
think he did too.
So these people apparently are like, "Hey, let's put a black man in his place."
No. Oh my God, they're gonna roll reverse. Oh my goodness. They're gonna roll reverse Professor Snape.
Okay,
Uh.
the pod racing in Darth Maul does bring back some memories, but I don't remember it well enough to really comment on it.
I can't believe they're going to do this to Professor Snape. In what world does this make any sense?
Well, I guess they thought, you know, Hogwarts didn't have enough black people.
Well, but
Okay, how about they like go, "Hey, we have a new professor and he's black." You know, I mean, I hate it when they're, you know, race swap or gender swap, or for that matter,
Yeah.
orientation swap. Leave
Yeah.
the great characters alone. I mean, it for one, it totally breaks continuity.
yeah,
It breaks immersion.
that is very, very true. I mean, well, you know, I looked it up one time. Hogwarts has more deaths than any school in fiction, just about. So maybe they'll
So when that owl brings that letter, it's a death sentence, right?
pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
You know, I've never read a Harry Potter book either. I did watch the movies, and you know, I love the soundtrack, you know, the music that plays in the intro and all such. But I thought the movies were disappointing.
I've read the books, and the later books are a little dry. But I enjoyed the movies. Of course, I like a lot of different kinds of stuff. So I enjoyed the movies because to me it was like a magical thing. But that's just me. I mean, I wouldn't like go to a Comic-Con and buy a bunch of Harry Potter stuff or anything like that. But
Every time I read a Harry Potter title, my first thought was, is this some kind of porno?
oh my God, why? There's something wrong with you.
Harry Potter and his Chamber of Secrets.
No. There is something fundamentally wrong with you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they should not be race swapping any known characters like this, you know. It's not kosher.
Oh my, indeed.
Oh, I don't know what. It's gonna be terrible. It's just gonna be terrible the way they're gonna do this.
Okay. I don't know much. I just ran into this, bookmarked it, thought I would mention it. He doesn't even look like him. And I can't imagine him playing the role the same as the original actor did.
No, the original actor that played Professor Snape, he had this a very let's see how
R2's asking me how is Harry Potter titles like pornos, right? And I'm going, how are they not?
you just gotta have the specific mind power to go that direction, I guess.
I was mentioning earlier, I grew up a true adventurist, you know. I'd lived some real adventures, and by the time I was 6, you know, I had a lot of people around me that would play pornos, right? And you know, they always had these odd titles like that, you know, and you know, so I guess that kind of becomes part of you, right?
Yeah.
So then when you come along, you get Harry Potter, and it's like, oh, this sounds like they're referring to, you know, phalanx, the phallus.
Oh my goodness.
In the Chamber of Secrets. What this Harry Potter does in this chamber, no one will ever know.
Oh, don't ruin Harry Potter for me.
Now, the Goblet of Fire could very well be about a redhead whose carpet matches the drapes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Or it could be they're pouring wax on one another, and then they're waxing it all up together.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, there's another fetish, you know. Maybe it's they're shaving that Potter. They want to get to the real Potter.
Oh my goodness. But
wait, I'm the only one that thought this shit.
No. But the original actor that played Professor Snape, he had a very dark, not really menacing, but kind of a darkness. He brought a darkness to the character, which that is the way it was written in the book. So
hey, they brought a different kind of darkness.
We don't need that though. We need the
you know, Ebony Snape.
Huh.
Leroy Snape.
That would be a good character name.
What, Ebony Snape?
Yeah.
Maybe, but if they made him but then if they went and made him black, I guess you could kind of say that's a little bit racist.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. I just thought it would have been a good character name. I didn't think about that.
I haven't been following this. Is something I happen to have bookmarked. South Korea special forces are storming parliament. if that's true, it's not something I've verified, but I found it interesting. They could be preparing to overthrow their leadership in South Korea. But on to more of a usual kind of topic. I'm gonna mock Snow White.
This was my father's kingdom.
Which doesn't take much skill. We can do it together.
Okay.
Everyone, pile on.
Everybody.
A place of fairness.
Like a Harry Potter movie.
But the queen changed everything. Take him away, Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty.
My dear. My dear.
Okay, this bitch, when I was trying to change the volume, this bitch went and skipped ahead on me.
Beauty, Majesty. A lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The queen is...
Yeah. What's her name? Gal Gadot. I most definitely believe she is fairer than Dirt Brown there.
That's what I was gonna say. Is she's prettier than Snow White?
I say Dirt Brown. It's not just I'm putting down her heritage or blah 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 whatever. I say Dirt Brown because Snow White, wasn't she supposed to be like very pale?
Yeah, she was supposed to be very, very pale.
And this girl is brown. Snow is white, dirt is brown, Dirt Brown.
Yeah. She was supposed to have very pale skin, black hair, and very blue eyes.
And she was supposed to clean the dwarves' place, not sing and dance while she told them to clean it.
Yeah, I know. She had the help of the little birds and everything else.
I can hardly wait until Rachel Zegler falls into obscurity. I can hardly wait till she falls off a cliff, but yeah, we're on the same page, I think.
Well, obscurity, a cliff, it doesn't matter, just so she falls.
An obscure cliff.
Yeah.
You must flee into the woods.
If a black man approaches a young girl and says, "You must flee into the woods," that's no good can come of that.
If anybody approaches you in the woods and says you got to run off into the woods, it's not a good idea. But yeah. But
I would have preferred they use real animals. They could have had some trained animals, some rigged shots. They could have imposed the background afterward. After all, the background's all CGI here. But
yeah, that is true.
Real animals and real, what do they call them now? Little people. I always found little people to be insulting and dwarf to be accurate. That's always been my take. But then again, when I was younger, they preferred to be called dwarves. If you called them a little person, they'd probably punch you in the nuts.
Well, that'd be the perfect height to do it.
My point exactly.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Hello? Is there anybody here?
I know why those animals are following her. She smells like tuna fish.
What?
Think about it. If you smell like tuna fish, every damn thing in nature is going to follow you inside, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
The tuna fish.
Oh.
They discovered the tuna fish.
But okay, at least they got the dwarves, but they would have been better. These dwarves don't look right.
But if you followed the production, they were gonna have diverse magical creatures, which were just people, and
Yeah.
mass majority of like they were gonna, someone were black women and black men, and then a white man. Anyway, that would have been a much bigger mockery.
True.
So then they were like, okay, we'll get little people. And then, what's his name? That motherfucker off of Game of Thrones, that little dwarf there, right?
Oh, yeah.
He threw a little bitch fit. And it was like, no, that's insulting to little people. And they followed his lead. Even though there is such a society that represents little people, that said that Disney didn't even reach out and ask them. He said that and they ran with it. And so to me, seeing 7 CGI goofy ass looking dwarves on screen is way more insulting to midgets or little people or whatever you prefer. Way more insulting to them than hiring little people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just slided a bunch of them out of a job's what he did.
Exactly.
Yep, run.
Pulled the blanket back. It's not a fish. It's a woman. Okay, they run at her with weapons. It's a woman who broke in their house. Psycho bitch. She probably gonna screw some of them and turn them against each other, and then run somewhere and say that she was abused. Yeah, I don't blame them. And I'm not saying all women are that way, but a lot of them are.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing, ghost.
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us.
I'm gonna need your help.
What do you think I was? Don't say fish. Don't say fish.
It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Hi ho. Okay, that movie has had so much work done on it. It's been rewritten and reshoot so many times. I forget the amount they ran it up to, but it's a purely ridiculous number. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they didn't take all the nonsense out of it and actually fix it.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, they had the story already made out, and they could have made a decent movie for kids with it. But oh no, not them. They decided to do this bullshit.
So I take it Cass doesn't like tuna fish either.
And I think the Queen looks a lot better than Snow White.
Oh, most definitely. I don't think Gal Gadot is the greatest looking woman in the world. Her face has nice features. She could be more voluptuous, but compared to Rachel Zegler, yeah, she's a beauty queen. And I don't think that Rachel Zegler is straight ugly. Her attitude, her personality makes her ugly.
Yeah.
That will make somebody ugly quicker than anything. But okay,
Yeah.
let's say you didn't know her personality. She's not ugly, but she's not like, extra attractive. She's like a 6 or 7,
Well, the thing is maybe they're pushing plainer people to play these parts because, well, in video games, they're creating plainer female characters. I mean, some of them are downright ugly in games. So maybe they're doing the same thing with movies too.
Snow White. You know, that was the thing that Disney was essentially built on. Yes, there was Mickey Mouse and all, but they got their real fame and money on the first Snow White because it was like a unprecedented thing, a animated movie of you know, that caliber.
Yeah. And
And here they
then,
go ensuring their doom. Okay, now Disney, they have enough money to survive probably 10,000 utter failures. And that's the unfortunate thing. But let's call it the beginning of the end for Disney. If even it takes another 40 years, it will be a steady decline with moves like this.
yeah, I think so too, because they've lost sight of what it is to be Disney. I remember watching stuff with like the Black Cauldron and stuff like that, and that was just
Oh, yeah, Disney,
fantastic.
once upon a time, did have some decent movies.
Yeah, they did.
I think Marvel has just went straight to shit because Disney bought them. You know, after Disney bought them, yeah, forget. You know, I won't give Marvel or Disney money. That's just me personally. I won't give them money for anything. There's something. Joe Biden speaking at the National Museum of Slavery in Angola. Now, as I understand it, this is something he pledged to do, but he's getting around to it last minute. But he announces 1 billion with a B billion to help African nations rebuild homes hit by natural disasters. Now,
What?
wasn't there just a couple of very big natural disasters here in America
Yes.
that they said that they had no money for?
Yeah, they gave them
For that
poor
matter,
people.
they so far as to stop people from helping them. They arrested anyone that went and tried to help them.
Yeah, the Amish went to South Carolina to build tiny homes for people
Little
because
people.
they had no homes because of the hurricane up there, and the
Wait,
state
don't
and
they have like
local
those? Don't those little people have like hobbit holes?
no. Those
Of course, I'm
people,
not being this is or that is. I'm just making a joke. And if
yeah.
people can't laugh, we're all fucked, aren't we?
Yeah. But the state and local government in South Carolina kicked the people out of the tiny homes that the Amish went over there and built for them, saying they weren't up to code and they couldn't live in them. That's
Yeah, there
how
was.
bad this is.
I don't know if I covered or not. There was this one where a helicopter came and blew away supplies that they were trying to get to these people.
Yeah. They
Yeah, but
did.
this is like 40 seconds long, so I'm gonna let it play. I don't even
Okay.
know what he says. Be surprised if he can get through a sentence.
You know, that's the right thing for the wealthiest nation in the world to do. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion in new humanitarian support for Africans displaced from homes by historic droughts and food insecurity. We know African leaders and citizens are seeking more than just aid. You seek investment. So the United States is expanding our relationship all across Africa, from assistance to aid, investment to trade, moving from patrons to partners to help bridge the infrastructure gap. I was told, by the way, when I got elected, I could never get an infrastructure bill passed. You know, that's the right thing for the wealthiest nation in the world to do. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion.
Wait, is it just me or is this cadence and volume all over the place?
It's all over the place. It's just
He
all
seems
over
like
the place.
it seems like, you know, a puppet that somebody's pulling the strings and saying the words to and trying to get it down just right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all we have for tonight. And I thank anyone and everyone that did join for joining and for joining the conversation. You've been of great help, and I hope you keep supporting me. And if you want me to check out any of your stuff, let me know. I will.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we hope you have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, as soon as I get my shit done, figure out how to end this. Okay, later, everyone. It has been fun.
Your feelings can fuck off, you non-binary bitch. Telling everyone we're wrong while you sexualize kids. Keep your pronouns in your pants, this ain't the time or place. Unless you think you can dance, I'll punch that confused face. My pronoun is pimp.